So my name is Mirasol. I'm from New Hampshire, and I'm concentrating in finance, and I have a minor in social entrepreneurship. I worked at my first co-op was at Ernst & Young in Boston, and I was working in the Human Resources Department as part of the development consulting team. And basically what we worked on there was really cool. We worked on sort of diversity and inclusion projects and a lot of, internal programming as well. And then my second co-op, I went to more finance, so I worked at Goldman Sachs in their agency lending group on the client services team. And then my third one was at Goldman Sachs agency lending, but in London, and I was on the trading desk there. I think that co-op helped my personal and professional development, I think kind of in every way that Northeastern intends it to. I think that just being in an office environment is enough to sort of help you develop. Being on the teams that I worked on, where everybody was so high functioning, so smart, so willing to help me learn, was an experience in itself. And then also actually the work that I was doing, learning more about the finance industry, learning about the markets, especially when I was over in London, and I got to learn about not only the US market, but also Asia, Europe, which was really cool. So I think one of my favorite projects was actually on my first co-op. And so at UI, they do this survey that goes out every year. Basically, everybody in the firm is supposed to answer it. And it's sort of just a survey about employee engagement, sort of what areas they hope to improve, and kind of rank stuff on a scale of 1 to 5. And basically what they had me do is I broke down all that data. So some teams would be like, hey, can we see how people feel about this particular subject? And we want to see men versus women, different minority groups, and kind of breaking down that data and figuring out what it meant for the firm. So I did that for 6 months for multiple teams. And it was really cool, I guess, learning about the internal structure of the company and sort of what areas people were satisfied with at the firm, and then what areas they were trying to improve. After graduation, I'm going back to Ernst & Young, but I'll be in their New York office. I'll be working in their advisory department, and they have this business advisory program where basically it's a 3-year rotational program where people starting at the firm get to work on different teams and kind of figure out what area of consulting they're interested in, but it's based on financial services. I think the opportunity to work abroad was probably what I think was most unique, and I was scared and hesitant to do it because it was my third co-op. And I was kind of why am I leaving the country? But I think that compared to studying abroad or any other experience that I've had, it was kind of nice that Northeastern has these connections abroad, and to go to another country and really feel like what it would be like to move to a new place, work at an organization that doesn't function the same as in the US, and figure that out on my own, but having the Northeastern network to rely on.
Okay, so my name is Matt Fahey. I'm from Avon, Connecticut, and I'm a finance and accounting concentration with a minor in economics. So I did my first co-op at GMO, and I worked with the shareholder services and risk and controls teams there. I did my second co-op in Chicago with the Holt team at Credit Suisse, and I did my third co-op at a hedge fund here in Boston doing fundamental research. So the first co-op was focused on operations and trying to understand how an investment management company works and how to make improvements to that. And my second co-op was focused on sell-side research, so providing investment information to clients. And my third co-op was investing with a hedge fund, so basically doing diligence on potential investments and current investments that they had. Co-op allowed me to venture out of my comfort zone, and I ended up moving to a new city, which was a pretty big deal. And having come from a small town in Connecticut, coming to Boston was big, but then going to Chicago was even bigger. So through co-op, I really found that equity research was a passion of mine, and I was able to progress through that, going from working at Credit Suisse to working on the buy side of the hedge fund doing research, and it really built on itself. Since sophomore year, I've been involved with the Student Value Fund, and we managed about $200,000 on behalf of the school, and it's been a great opportunity to learn more about investing, and it's been complementary to my co-ops and coursework and help kind of bridge the gap between the two. Through my coursework freshman year, I realized that I may have an interest in investing, and the Student Value Fund really allows you to grow and learn more about it. So during sophomore year, I was able to get involved as an analyst and work alongside some of our classmen on investments. After graduation, I'm going to work in equity research on the sell side. Co-op's been an opportunity for me to develop both personally and professionally over the course of my time here at Northeastern. Throughout my co-op experience here, it's really been a progression, and I've been able to continue to grow through each co-op job, gaining more responsibility and working with really smart people, and it's been extremely beneficial to me in my professional development.